So, Suge, when Tupac got shot in Vegas, right? Y'all was in New York prior to y'all going to Vegas. If you can you give me the backstory where Tupac and Nas had that run in and how Snoop got on the radio and made some comments that got Tupac mad?
All right, look, we going to New York. It's the MTV Awards. And, I believe in doing everything big. At that point, once Tupac became to be a part of Death Row, his name was changed from Death Row to Untouchable Death Row, if you guys remember. So I ordered the plane. We go to New York. We go to the awards. We went to the awards. We having a good time. There's a lot of tension there. Pac feeling a certain kind of way because, he felt that the people in New York crossed him. And I had to explain to him, every person in New York is not a bad person. Now, some of the people who crossed you is weirdos. But it's time for everything. You can't hit the whole New York. He was ready to be the Plies dude from the Fugees. We was all there. We shut that down. And we went over to the after party. The after party, Pac seen Nas. And Pac went up on Nas at about 100. And him and Nas started conversating. Anybody that know Pac is on gold status. That's all. Pac is going to be either or. Either you're going to go and get it in, or you're going to be a gentleman and be respectful. At that point, he was on gold status. And there was a slave dude named Steve Stouts. Steve Stouts, I'm going to let Pac handle his business. Him and Nas going to have a conversation. Either they're going to hug it out or fight it out. But they two grown-ass men. They two black men. So they having a conversation. Steve starts with talking about calling the police and calling people and breaking it down. So the only person really got super duper check was weird ass Steve Stouts. Brad ass Steve Stouts would call the police on him. So Pac and Nas had a conversation. Nas didn't push up on Pac. Nas just swing on Pac. They had a man-to-man conversation, I'm going to say that. It was understanding. From that conversation, it was good. Real good. Snoop was not there. Once those dudes were scared to go hang out. They wasn't there. For Snoop saying he was there, not true. Anybody else saying they was there, not true. Nas definitely didn't push up on Pac. And Nas definitely put his hands on Pac. One thing we know is go. And we all love Pac. Pac was representing the West Coast. Pac was also representing the East Side. Compton. There was too many homies there to let anything go bad when it came to Pac. But they had an understanding. For Snoop to say he was there, Snoop might as well be switched.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I'm not even going to go there and get on Snoop's situation because everybody know how tight he and the puffy is. Everybody know he's going to lie and say what he's going to say. But nothing happened. And like I said, Pac up there had an understanding of where he's going to have it. Now fast forward, we back at the hotel. And everybody got their rooms, and I would have a special room that only person who knew that room number is Pac. So I'm in there, and I got my company, a few of those, women in there.
Want to simplify entry into the federal market? Then review the free practical guide to getting started in.
Now it's bamming at the door. Throw my boxers on, open the door up. Pac just runs in my room. I'm like, man, what's up? He like, you got a radio? And, you know, he all pumped up. He cut the radio on, and we listened to Snoop on the radio. Snoop is, you know, saying that's Pac on the bush. He'll do a song with Biggie. He'll do a song with Puffy. He'll do all these songs. So Pac was so mad because Pac loved those dudes. He always would ride for them. And he brought it up. He said, man, I just came to fuck with you. But I put everybody on death row. I put everybody on my album. And made sure they was on my album. And Snoop was doing a video in New York called New York, New York. And one of the bad boy dudes was on the radio station talking about they distance, let's get them. So they went over there and they trailer got shot up. When the trailer got shot up, they called the studio. Me and Pac was in the studio. We got them on speaker. And they saying they trailer got shot up. We sent some homies out there who was already out there to make sure they was good. When we hung the phone, Pac started asking everybody in the room, you know, it's engineers, it's producers, it's, you know, runners. And Pac went around the room, where you from? Somebody said, okay, I'm from England. Are you good? Where you from? And each person that said they was from the East Coast, Pac fired this shit up. You know, he fired on them. They just tried to kill the homies. Smack! He go to the next person. Where you from? They were from the East Coast. He fired them. They just tried to kill the homies. So Pac brought that up. He said when they tried to, you know, when Biggie and them shot their trailer up, he was like, man, you see me beat everybody up from the East Coast in the studio. He said, I get on the front line for them. For this fool to go up there and get on the radio and say, F me, and he riding with them, it's on. So I'm thinking like, Pac on one, let's just, you know, get ready to fly back to the house, right? Every night before I completely turn in, you know, I had a rule. I always had to call my mother, and my mother know I made it. And I would hit Pac, and I would hit Snoop. You good? Yep. You good? Yep. That's it. That means everybody's straight. Now, either I'm going to sleep, I'm having fun, right? So both of these artists was more than just artists to me. They was family to me. So when we got, you know, downstairs, Pac took off on Snoop. Pac ran up on him, did what he did. Snoop ran this way, Pac running behind him. I stopped it. We ain't finna be doing all this in New York, making us all look like we some idiots. I said, we'll have this conversation when we get to the house. We used to call the studio the Red Room. So whatever problem it is, we go in the studio and anybody fight, they fight. Once people walk out that door, it's over. So I told both of them that. I told Snoop, come get in the car, we got to go to the airport. Not the airport, but, you know, we had a private plane, still an airport. Snoop refused to ride with Pac. Pac is crazy. Snoop rode in the van with the luggage, because we had a van to carry all the luggage, and everybody else was in limos. When we got to the private plane.
As an owner of Walton Goggins goggle glasses, I know how to make slick-looking goggle slides.
Yeah, Pac, save the trace for all this. Let's just get to the house and y'all have that conversation later. But Snoop never got on the plane and grabbed no fork or no knife and came by Pac and banged on him and all that type of stuff. Never happened. Pac can call every person out pretty much on death row. Not none of the homies, and definitely not me, for his artists. And they all know they turned it down. And Pac then fired on a couple of them. And they know they turned it down. But you know, even though Snoop on this journey full of lies, I'm not here to drag him in the mud. Seems like he already in the mud. But Snoop wasn't trying to run it for Pac at all. And he definitely didn't gangbang on him at all. And for as us going to Vegas to the fight, nobody in our circle or death row doesn't go to the fight and everybody go to Club 662 after the fight. Everybody. So we were surprised when Snoop didn't show up because they got ringside ticket paid for. We were surprised they wasn't at the club. But later on, we all learned why Snoop did not show up. The crazy thing about all that, it took a cold person, a cold group of people to connect those dots.